like shooting rainbows out my ass. Here's what everyone gets wrong. When we're setting out to build new habits, we think it has to be this more discipline, that we have to try harder, that we need to white knuckle it to just show up to power through the other side. I did the opposite. I built this morning routine that takes me from and to every single morning. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that today. Probably read all the books, The Tiny Little Steps, Atomic Habits, James Clear, love that. And so much of it is baked in the premise of what I've done and created. But what I've seen happen over and over again is we know the things with books highlighted, you understand the concept, but we can't put it into place. Information's never our problem, right? Like if you're here, if you're my people, information isn't what keeps us down. It's this, how do I create this into my life in a way that feels just friggin' good, like full of joy? Like, how do I create things that light me up like that and don't make me feel like it's a white knuckle? Okay, you guys, so here's what you're gonna do in one breath, 4 beats right here. First, you gotta get out of stress mode. We're all trying to build habits while we're in red alert. Second, you're gonna stack it with something you already do because your brain's already wired there. Third thing you wanna make sure you cover, and this is the part I've seen so many women miss over and over as we're building habits. The third thing is, how are you gonna feel that joy right now? Not after you did it. What can you look so forward to that it helps you get out of bed to do the thing? And the fourth thing is creating this ritual about it. Because the ritual, this is our soul being involved in this habit now. It's not just like that driving, I've got to have the discipline and the willpower. This creates, it sets the scene for your soul to get lit up. You guys, that feeling, I like to call it heart sing. This is the biggest part I see missed in diet culture. When our bodies are still in stress mode, we can't access the smart brain that actually is the one deciding you want to do the habit. I so often see this, especially with midlife women. We don't even know we're in stress. We don't know we're in chronic stress. When you wake up in the morning and that alarm wants you to snooze, 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 and you turn back over and crawl under the covers, that's your primitive brain keeping you safe. It doesn't want you to get out and start your day that's full of one stress after another. Now, your smart brain knows if you get up and do the habits you decided you wanted to do, those stressors would be much less through your day. But your primitive brain doesn't understand this because we have 50 years of telling it snooze is good, more sleep, avoid it, right? Eat it, like do all the things to not experience it. We're going to need to set the scene to neutralize that stress, first of all, so you can access your smart brain that decided you wanted the habit in the first place. Can you see how that happens? This is why my morning routine was so successful. I look back now, the first habit I made was meditation, and I anchored it with coffee. I set my coffee to brew so that I smelled it. And then I got out and I made myself go sit for 20 minutes and meditate. And it was hard at first, but because I had that reward, like that, my God, I get to have my coffee and all of this, that started the morning routine. And now I look back, and the fact that I was able to get myself into meditation, this was lowering my cortisol, removing me to a state of homeostasis, because just like the rest of us, I was waking up in this ball of chronic stress for sure, especially in perimenopause. Like, there is no doubt about it. So this is where you're going to implement, wherever you're making this habit and you want to neutralize the stress. Maybe you do some deep breathing, you use some EFT tapping. If you can get yourself up to meditate, just know your brain is in there trying to keep you safe. Just the knowledge of this is going to change the game for you. And this is what changed everything for me, you guys. Like what the world calls like James Clear would call it habit stacking. And I like to call it a ritual, a little more soul in it, right? Why not bring a little fun, a little mystical, magical woo into your morning and see what happens? So the stack looks like, after I do this thing, I'll do this. And how it works is your brain is wired already with that first habit. Like I have my coffee every morning, right? So I get my coffee and then I do whatever. Or sometimes I'll anchor it with that big reward, right? Like if your big reward is coffee or journaling, you're going to want to anchor it. And that's the concept of stacking. And again, making sure that you have joy in it, feeling the joy now, not thinking that's going to come because you get up and did the thing. Your brain is still going to keep you in safety mode with that thought. My ritual has been put together throughout a series of, my gosh, you guys, during my whole weight loss adventure turned spiritual awakening. I was doing all the things. I found planning. I realized how much more magic I could, like, how much more heart sing I could get in my life when I planned my life, because no longer was I wasting a free Saturday unintentionally. I was like going to visit new towns and hiking, and how can I get joy today? So I'm only going to share this one little part of it with you, but this is a whole ritual of habits that I've put together that help me remember where to get my heart sing. And so part of this ritual looks like, after I meditate and I do my magic morning pages, my journaling, then I get into my planner and I'm thinking about my day, and I get to the point where I'm like rewiring thoughts. And then I say, okay, universe, what do you need to show me today? And then I pull my card and I'm like, spirit of gratitude, what does this mean to me today? And I just do a little self reflection with the card. I'm like, oh my God, I am just going to be in gratitude all day today. And I can see like the blossoming flower of my heart through this spirit of gratitude. Then sometimes I start crying. I'm like, oh my God, it's so good, right? I've got this little spot in the planner that has a heart and it says heart sing action on it. And every single day I say, okay, how am I going to get my heart sing on? And some days the question feels really out of touch. Like I'll feel like I have so much. And just that reminder to take that moment and say, how am I going to get joy today? Because living in gratitude and joy brings the rest of it. If I have a crazy busy day and I know that, and I'm saying, hey, what can I do to set myself up to create joy in my day? And what if joy is the only habit you care to try to make right now, you guys? It's going to change your life 20 versus making a habit of going to lift weights. And not that you can't not that we don't want to do those kind of habits. We do, but when you can start to build habits from a space of joy, right? And maybe you create joy on going to lift the weights somehow. Like, how is that joy now? Like, what do you do? Like, my daughter saves her favorite podcast to get out there and go walk. And so it's like she's getting joy at the same time she's going to do that thing. So this is like combining your brain. The rewiring of your brain is you're stacking the habit with joy now, with living in that. What does it look like? Sometimes heart sing might look like sitting. I have a client that her thing is she just has to get outside for 10 minutes. She's working from home. How many of you are working from home and you're like, I don't think I left the house today, right? Like, yeah, go outside, get your feet in the earth, grounding, get some energy, be in nature, like just be, and not on our phones and not doom scrolling. And what does that look like? All of this at first felt really silly to me. I am the skeptic of everything. Like when I set out to do the magic morning pages, I was like, that's not going to work for me. Every single thing I've done comes from that space. I'm like this. I like to experiment with things, but I also like hold this disbelief about them. So just know that it might like suspend your belief for a little bit. Dare to try to do something a little differently and see what might land for you. I'm seeing it everywhere in the Midlife Badassery group right now, like women starting to crack open. What if we just had Jennifer said in a post this week, I'm going to read it to you guys. She said, I'm shocked at how my answers in the past few days focus around meditation, self-reflection, relaxation, and learning. I expected to be focused more on exercise. This is just a few days in the group. And she says, maybe a thinner body isn't really what my soul yearns, or maybe it will be the result once I claim these needs. And I'm here to tell you, after being a woman that's lost 120 pounds, regained 80, losing it again, down 30, you guys, that this is it. And like, I'm doing this live with you guys again. I've never stopped. Even through gaining, I didn't stop. And why? Because I knew I already had the skills. And it's creating joy in our life now. It's creating the habits that light us up. Like, who do we want to become? and daring to show up for those things and letting go of some of the other restrictions or the way it should be. How can we make it fun? How can we make it something we're stepping into joy about? And yeah, it's still going to be uncomfortable, but what if? What if it's the result once you claim those needs? Like, why not try it? We've spent 50 years trying everything else. We're still looking for the quick fix that doesn't work. And even if we're doing a quick fix, we know that the happy isn't on the other side of the quick fix because we're still unlocking this stuff. So that's the secret. Most people are thinking that the reward is going to be that they're going to feel good after they do that thing. After I go for my walk, I'm going to feel good. And it doesn't work, you guys. Your brain is like, yeah, okay, that sounds like torture. It's not a quick enough reward. So creating a ritual for yourself bakes that reward in. Like, I've got the coffee, I've got them in my hands, I've got my best tennis shoes, I've got my earbuds with my favorite podcast. Like, what is that ritual you create for yourself? And you don't wait to feel good about it. You feel good while you're doing it. And because we've neutralized that amygdala, you're starting with the breathing or the tapping or meditation, whatever you do to move yourself out of that fight or flight. Even when you think you're not in it, still do it because that chronic stress is under there, you guys. Do something to break that stress first before you're stepping into that new habit, new ritual, whatever it is. Just go from watching your life to being in your life, to being in activated joy and looking forward to what you're creating, what you're becoming. And it happens one small little step at a time, one little ritual at a time, and it will change your life. It can feel hard at first because you're not yet her. You're moving through that space. The brain's rewiring. It can still be uncomfortable, even when you neutralize that amygdala. But every single time you sit down with your coffee, you sit down to say, how am I going to get joy today? Every time you sit down to do that, or you put your tennis shoes on to go out for your walk, every time you do a version of that ritual, you put a vote in the bucket. Every single time you get up and act like her, like your future self, that when you want to become, that every single time you do is a step in that direction and you're moving more and more toward her. And doesn't that feel good?